Hello everyone, hopefully you all are doing well. We got another New York Mets franchise episode for you. This is episode 17 for game 17. Game 16, I really did not feel like I was going to win it. It just seemed like my bats were completely asleep. I was struggling a lot with Jacob deGrom. Only got 5 innings out of him again. I was going to have to rely on the bullpen. And as you can see on the left, Dylan Betances gets the win and Edwin Diaz gets the save. As our bats woke up in the 7th inning, we were able to pull that victory off. As now we get to face Mike Foltynewicz, who is off to a good start this season in the virtual season, going up against Marcus Stroman. So this definitely will be an interesting game. And obviously, as I've said, all these games are very important, especially against the Braves, because, you know what, they've been the team that have been doing really well these past couple years in the New York Mets division. And we look at the bullpen, not looking too crazy, you know what I mean? Like, Justin Wilson is definitely tired. Lugo, Betances, and Diaz, I mean, they're still fine, you know what I mean? Like, they're more rested than not. Familia's good to go. Brock's good to go. I would like to avoid Gazelman one more day. It just frustrates me so much. I'm always starting with my starting pitchers a little tired because we don't have the off days. And I guess I push these guys more than I should. But when I look at their stamina range, I just feel like they're too low. You know what I mean? I just can't believe that Matz and Walker have the same stamina, which it feels like Walker's is much worse. But still, it's definitely been a crazy season. And honestly, I mean, if I wanted to, I could use everybody today. I mean, everybody is rested enough. So, I mean, I guess I will do it because, I mean, I just want to see who's next on the Braves lineup. I mean, then you got Felix Hernandez, who's not as good as Foltynewicz. Then there's Mike Soroka. So I guess I will run with my best lineup today and hope for the best. So when we look at that lineup, I mean, all in all, we have been doing pretty well with this group right here, the ace lineup, everybody out there. I mean, just about everybody's batting close to 300 other than Ahmed Rosario, but he's been a little better as of late because he's on fire right now. But the Braves, they're definitely going with their lineup too, you know what I mean? They got a lot of their best players out there. So it's definitely going to be a difficult lineup for Marcus Stroman to navigate around. And you know what? It's like if Stroman wants to be that guy that really steps in for Noah Syndergaard and becomes the number 2 pitcher for the New York Mets and wants to make good money in his contract, I'd imagine he'd have to do well against the Braves. But the thing is, it's like, will Marcus Stroman even play that much against the Braves if they do the whole Grapefruit League and Cactus League and all that stuff? So, I mean, we will see. I have no idea how any of this is going to go. Because one thing is that I would wonder, which I haven't really heard anyone talk about, and they probably have, but it's like, if you are doing some 7-inning doubleheaders, I would wonder, in those games, would starting pitchers be more likely to pitch the whole game? Because, I mean, the way we look at it now is that 7 is the new 9. So it's like, why not, if a pitcher is going well, have him pitch 7 innings? You know, 7 innings isn't terrible. It's not like, oh my gosh, 9 innings. So if you could do that, it allows you to have a fully rested bullpen for the next game of the doubleheader. So, I mean, that'd be something I'd consider if I were a manager, but again, we just never know the exact details of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. All we can do is just hope for the best and hope that, you know what, I mean, we do get baseball, but more important that everybody is safe. I mean, one of the things that I said in my video about this potential Arizona plan is that, like, yes, baseball is keeping baseball players safe from COVID-19, but I think that they're hurting them more physically with playing doubleheaders in the 100-plus degree weather in Arizona in the desert, and hurting them emotionally by not being able to see their families for 4 to 5 months, and you know, not being able to see anybody, and just be isolated in a hotel in your free time, not be allowed to go anywhere. So I just think that that's not really the exact life that you'd want to live. You know, it's not ideal at all. So I don't know. I feel like, again, they're kind of treating them more like entertainment objects, really, instead of the people and the humans that they are. Because obviously, especially at a time like this when the world is crazy, sometimes all you have with you is your family, because in a lot of cases those are the only people you're able to see on a daily basis. And it's just like, to not even be with them, that has to be really rough. So I mean, I just hope for the best for the players, because I mean, they should be our number 1 priority. It's like we root for them because it's like they are people too, you know what I mean? So I think that's something so important to keep in mind. They're not just entertainment guys. They're not all video game characters or robots. So I really think that is something that has not been stressed enough, in my opinion. Going up against Mike Foltynewicz, who had his inconsistencies for the Braves last season. I mean, he could have moments where he looked, you know, really lights out. and the Mets definitely suffered that. And in the video game, he's been doing extremely well. So I got to be very careful here. But you know what? He does have his bad starts, and it wasn't great for the Braves in their playoff run, especially that closeout game against the St. Louis Cardinals. So you never know which guy you're going to get. And that's what I said about Max Fried yesterday. It's just that, like, these young Brave pitchers, they have to be consistent, because you know what? That's the bulk of their rotation. That's your 3 of your 5 guys right there, young guys. Soroka, Fried, Foltynewicz. You know, you have a veteran like Felix Hernandez in there to try to keep the rotation stable. I'm pretty sure they signed Cole Hamels as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting year for the Atlanta Braves. And depending, you know, what division they're in, because it's like, will the Braves new division be too tough for them to not win the division? And it's like, how is the playoffs even going to be sorted out? How many playoff teams make it? Are there wild cards? So there's still, again, just like so many hurdles that they have to overcome. As McNeil gets a fastball right down the middle with good timing, and he popped it up. You know, I would like to rage here and scream and complain, but it's like, that happens countless times, and honestly, countless times a game. So now I've kind of just come to expect it. It still obviously really aggravates me, especially considering the hitter that it is. It's not like it's a scrub. Like, this is Jeff McNeil we're talking about here, one of the best hitters in the league. So that stuff, it's very frustrating. Oof, Nemo gets one right down the middle. Good timing to put it in play. So I guess that's why Foltynewicz is good, because the video game wants him to be good. Because it's like, what more can I do? He's giving me pitches down the middle. I get good timing, and nothing happening so far. One of the good things for the Mets when you think of the head-to-head matchups against the Atlanta Braves is no more Julio Teheran. I mean, it's just crazy how for so long Julio Teheran gave the Mets a tough time as Pete Alonso welcomed himself back into lineup, driving it deep to left field. It's out of here. Another home run for Pete Alonso, and the New York Mets go up 1-0. Alonso had to give him a day off yesterday because, as we know, the 13 days in a row, I mean, people are going to need days off. But nice for Pete Alonso to get back into lap nice and rested and doing what he does best. Hit homers. I'll definitely take them. Nice 1-0 lead. But to get back to Teheran, it's just that, like, for years, he's given the Mets such a tough time, you know, always being on the Braves. And obviously, they always have to face each other a lot of times every single year. And the Mets just could not touch this guy. And what was so frustrating about it is that against other teams, Julio Teheran was not a lights-out pitcher. It was like only against the Mets. And that had become more and more evident as the years progressed, and he kind of got worse as a pitcher, but still the Mets couldn't touch him. Now he is with the Los Angeles Angels, and it's like, usually that shouldn't really be a big loss to a team, but it's just the fact that the Mets really don't have to face him nearly as much. It definitely should help a lot. But it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden, like, Cole Hamels or Felix Hernandez, who they both just signed, all of a sudden become big-time Met killers, because another guy that the Atlanta Braves lost, who definitely was a nice piece for their team, was Dallas Keuchel. And Keuchel also gave the Mets a tough time. I had been saying all year, early in the year before he was finally signed, that the Mets should get Keuchel, or Kimbrel. And Keuchel definitely turned out to be a better signing than Kimbrel for the Cubs, but still, he could have helped this team a lot. And Keuchel gave the Mets a lot of trouble, as Robbie Cano is safe on the double with that 12 speed. Just got in this. Nice job by Robbie. But still, it's just like, you know, that's another piece that the Braves are trying to fill in for, and really hope that Cole Hamels and Felix Hernandez really can step up and fill in. And then the other guy that I still think is also a big loss is Josh Donaldson. That's another guy who killed the Mets. And now it's like, well, will Marcell Ozuna be a Met killer? We don't know. So, I mean, definitely going to be an interesting year for the Braves, no doubt about it, regardless of what league they play. As Michael Conforto gets good timing and hits an easy fly ball to center field. Of course, another good hitter. They can't do anything. So surprised. Ramos, good timing, hits one on the ground. One at second, over to first. Double play with that 0 speed. Man, it's rough. It is rough when you get that good timing and that happens, so, especially on a really good pitch to hit. I mean, that's another thing that's pretty interesting to me, is that if you're going to have a guy who wants to be a ground ball pitcher, I mean, it doesn't help when you have people like Ahmed Rosario at shortstop, or if you had JD at third, and just not the greatest defense in the world. I still have said that for a long time, too. We talk about, you know, how the Mets really should have improved their bullpen since 2015, but it's just like, if their real goal was to build the team on pitching, I just think that having a good defense really would help that out and not put them in tougher situations. And it's like what just happened there with Ahmed Rosario having that fielding error. All of a sudden, Marcus Stroman had to throw a lot more pitches in that inning, and almost, I mean, I don't want to say ruined the game, but I mean, it could have, because that extra base runner and what have you. And it's just like, okay, well now you're a good starting pitcher, can go as deep into the game, and your bullpen that you haven't addressed now has the opportunity to blow it because they have to come into the game earlier. So, I don't know. You'd be surprised that like one little thing could add up like that. That's a good pitch to hit there. Good timing. No result. That's a lefty's wheelhouse, down and in. That could have been a grand slam. 2-2. Slider right down the middle. Way to frickin' hang it. Come on. I want to throw it outside. It throws it right down the middle.
2-2.
I can't put hairs away. I really can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I can't do it. And Azuna. Oh my God. I should have struck all of them out, honestly. I really should have. But, I mean, that's it. I had enough of Classic. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Classic. That's the last time. It's ridiculous. It's screwing me every game. I'm done with Classic. Done. That's not a strike. I have never gotten that call. Come on. Come on. You should be 3-0 to the pitcher. Should have been ball 4. Stroman. Ah. Yeah. It's ridiculous, man. It's like every game. Ah, they're pulling him after 4. It's like and Marcus Stroman's tired as well. It's 76 pitches. What a joke. That's a strike? Oh my God. Sorry, but man, oh man. Umpires making this game impossible. JD is in there. I wanted to go 2 innings with Brock, but now is my chance, so shoot. Marisnik? You know what? This seems crazy, but you know what? Marisnik's been swinging a hot bat for me. Actually, I kind of want to go to him later so I can do a defensive replacement. So let's give Cespedes a chance. And then JD with a good timing, ground ball to right side, inning over, another inning. I strand multiple base runners again.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Oh, good timing. Didn't put the ball in play. Wow.
2 balls,
Man.
2 strikes.
Oh, I'm done. I quit. That's it. I quit. I quit. I quit. The ball, like, actually, literally, it can't be more down the middle. It actually can't. Like, it's not even possible. My timing is good. I can't even put wood on it. I can't even put the ball in play. I can't make contact.
3.
I hate this game, man. Crap. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Here we go. What's this gonna be? Inside the park home run. I'm trying to throw it to the cutoff man.
He beat it. Stay.
Well, because that's what I needed. After everything that's happened during this game, that's what I need. A complete circus show. A complete you-know-what show in the outfield. These guys can't get to the ball. They can't throw it accurately. Now we get to face Will Smith, the highly paid Braves closer from the offseason. He was the #1 free agent reliever on the market. And the Atlanta Braves wasted no time in giving him a big deal. And I have to face him in this deficit. Not going to be easy. And they pulled him because he got hurt after the first pitch. What the heck just happened? I have to face Darren O'Day, who's probably equally as tough with his delivery. Alonso shoots one the other way for a base hit. McNeil will score. Nimmo will stop at third. We cannot risk getting any outs on the base pass. We only have 3 outs left, so we need to really conserve them. But a nice big RBI double for P. Alonso. He's accounted for both of our runs. And, oh man, this is a big at-bat here for Robbie Cano. JD! Lines it the other way. Base hit. I'm going to stop Nunez there. Marquez's arm is too strong. I only have 2 outs to play with. I cannot take risks. I really can't. Oh, I wish I didn't make that freaking tomfoolery in the outfield, man. Oh, this could have been a tie game right now.
0-1's the count.
He plugs Wilson Ramos and the game is tied. Oh my goodness gracious. I got an achievement for that. I mean a trophy, whatever it is. I'm too excited. Oh my gosh, what a way to tie the game. Ramos is plunked. Holy moly. And now Rosario could win it. Oh my gosh, what a game this has turned out to become right here. Ramos gets plucked. I mean, that's a big guy taking up a lot of surface area by the plate, so it makes sense, but still. How did Rosario miss that? Good timing. I purposely did an X swing instead of a power swing so I could put the ball in play, and I couldn't make contact. Oh, man. Rosario, that one gets through, base hit, and the ball game is over. The Mets walk it off in the 9th inning after being down 4-1, after having everything go wrong, a bunch of craziness, outfield defense looking terrible, umpire was terrible, batting with runners on base was terrible, and they still manage a way to win, stringing together hit after walk after walk after hit, getting hit by a pitch, and Rosario finishing it off, putting the finishing touches on this victory, 5-4 against the Atlanta Braves. And you know, there's just so many storylines you could look at when a game ends like this, so close. And the real big one is having Will Smith get injured in that 9th inning. I mean, here's a guy who is obviously the Braves' best relievers, one of the better relievers in baseball, and for him to get hurt after throwing only 1 pitch in that 9th inning, that ends to a Gatorade shower for Pete Alonso, who is the player of the game. It really made for quite an interesting game and definitely quite an interesting video. The victory is the main thing. Definitely is unfortunate that I still cannot get these starting pitchers deep into games. I feel like the Classic is too big a problem. So switching to meter, I do believe will help and so hopefully make us just a better all-around team. But when we look at the box score, I mean, it was a lot of walks. I mean, look at how many walks I drew. Was it like 10 walks? It's got to be close to that. We have 2, 4, 6, 8. I drew 11 walks in this game. And, like, that's why I had so many base runners on throughout the entirety of the game. And I just could not drive them in. I mean, we had 8 hits in this game. We out-hit them, but it was just like that one bad inning, courtesy of Marcelo Zuna, and just like everything going wrong in that 1 inning, but we were able to bounce back, and the bullpen did really good until that play in the outfield happened with Nimmo and Conforto and Acuna getting that inside the Parker. But obviously we'll take the win. If you guys like this video, leave a like. That definitely was a stressful one. Comment down below, what do you think about the Atlanta Braves and just scheduling and how everything's going on with baseball and sports. Love to talk to you guys, but until the next one, be safe, be smart, be healthy, and have a good one, everyone.